We've fought them, we've banished them, and we've marveled at their design. But what if I told you that the enemies in Kunitsu-Gami, Path of the Goddess, aren't just random yokai? They are an absolute masterclass in Japanese folklore, a direct, coded encyclopedia of human sin and divine punishment. The Ikoku, the monsters we fight, are the result of the mountain god's wrath, but the real reason they exist is because of the accumulated failures of humanity. To understand them, let's look at the two important parts of Shinto belief, Tsumi and Kegare. Why is the mountain god so angry? The core issue is that the villagers of Mount Kafuku lost their reverence, respect, gratitude, and humility toward nature. This loss led to two things. Tsumi, often translated as sin or offense. This covers crime like violence, destruction of property, and specific rituals to cause harm. Kegare, this is anything that pollutes life or the purity of the world, such as death, disease, and the accumulation of negative intent. Illness and even some disasters are considered a form of Kegare. The mountain god's wrath is simply nature's reaction to this toxic mix of human sin and spiritual pollution. The enemies are the physical manifestation of that corruption. The Ikoku are literally born from this combination of Tsumi and Kegare. But here is the critical lore twist. Many of the enemies were originally human. Their fate was sealed by their evil deeds or extreme misfortune in life, turning their lingering spirit into a vengeful ghost or demon upon death. The game is a spiritual ritual to purify the sins of the dead. To understand their deeds, we can look at an ancient purification prayer called the O Harae no Kotoba, which categorizes all sin. The vast majority of the enemies fall under the Kunitsu-Tsumi, or earthly sins, which cover human actions that directly harm society. First, you have the sins of violence and injury, or Iki Haradachi. Enemies like the Shiniku Samurai are textbook examples, existing simply to attack anyone in their path. But the most tragic example is Bupposo. While his name is a type of bird, the lore suggests he became an Ikoku due to the Kegare of sickness and prejudice. He was isolated due to his appearance or illness. His tragic motivation? He lost the only master who saw past his condition and valued him for his skill. The mountain god's wrath took the one thing that gave his life value. Even sins involving sorcery and curses are present, seen in enemies like Rosokuro, who uses evil magic, or Yatsukahagi, who relies on sorcery. Not all sins are Shinto. The most common type of enemy is influenced by Buddhist philosophy, the Gaki, or hungry ghost. Gaki represent insatiable desire and greed. Many were once corrupt monks or gluttons who indulged in depraved behavior. Take Kago Kaburi. His lore confirms he was caught stealing and exiled. Now, as an enemy, he doesn't just eat flesh, he collects and consumes the crystals you use as currency in the game. This shows that even in death, his lust for money and gold continues, making his entire existence a punishment for his greed. When you take down a Gaki, you are literally purging a spirit consumed by one of the ultimate human vices. Kunitsu-Gami is more than a hack-and-slash tower defense game. It is an accurate depiction of Shinto and Buddhist concepts of punishment, purification, and the divine consequence of neglecting the land. Every time you face a boss, you are confronting a historical sin. When you succeed, you are performing a spiritual purification, the very role of the maiden, the goddess, and the player.